Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to be talking about payroll. Now, if you've ever ran payroll or you're looking to run payroll, or at any point in time, if you ever considered the need for payroll, then you're going to want to make sure you have the right software for you and your business. And that's what this video is all about. You see, payroll is so important we get right. So accuracy's got to be one of the number one priorities. Then we need to make sure it's as simple to use as possible. And ideally, we want it to have all the mod cons around so that you can make sure that you're running it as efficiently as possible. And that's what today's video is all about. Now, we are going to be talking about our friend, Employment Hero. And in this video, we're going to be talking about our first impressions of Employment Hero, Payroll. Now, the reason we love Employment Hero is because of the features that it comes through. And if I just read to you some of the features. So it's payroll made easy, and I couldn't agree more. It's a cloud-based solution, and that is so important. If you've listened to any of our podcasts, especially Ask the Accountant, then you'll know how important that's going to be. And it's got so many more features. Now, before we go into any more features, let's run the VT and let's go straight into it. Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick. I'm a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Bofix, and your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning, 8:30 AM for Ask the Accountant. Now, today's video, we're talking about Employment Hero Payroll. And I teased you in the first part about some of the features. So let's go straight into those features there are. They class it as a single touch payroll. The idea is it's as simplified as possible to get that payroll run. Basically, if you're just doing from one month to the next and they're exactly the same, it literally is run payroll, run, and you're done. It's as simple as that. Single touch payroll, automated pay runs. Now, if you have listened to our podcast at any point in time, the fact that it's all automated is actually really, really important. And if you ever listen to Johann's stories about how he's automated his payroll, like we do here at Bofix, then you'll find that actually that's a great way to scale a payroll bureau. And it's so important that you can actually do that because there are certain payrolls out there where you don't even need single touch. You just need to have the confidence it's going to be run each and every time. By far my favourite part about this, and the reason that we moved Bofix over to this solution, is employee self-service. Not only can they go in at any point and access their payrolls, not only can they go in and submit expenses paid to us, not only can they go in and make sure that they can extract their P60s or P45s if they need to, but crucially for us, we got to onboard them remotely as well, just by one link. And that makes it so much easier. Not only for us internally at Bofix, because that means we can just make sure we're compliant and not having to slow down payroll and not get to the day of the pay run and realise we're missing information. But B, and really, really important, is the fact that when we're scaling our business and we're scaling our payroll solutions, it just makes our life so much easier. When a new client comes on board and they need to bring on a new employee, so simple. One link, send it over to them, get them to complete it all, and we know then we're going to be ready and waiting to run that payroll. There's a whole reporting and timesheet functionality, including time and attendance. There's a whole leave functionality in there, so you can actually run your whole holidays through there. There's the ability to use manager approvals. It's got payroll reporting galore, so you can keep on top of your payroll. And it connects with pretty much every type of what we would call FMS out there. It's financial management solutions, which includes the likes of QuickBooks and Xero. All with the fact that your clients' employees will get a mobile app to make it really easy. And as I said at the very start, it's fully cloud-based, and that is so important. Don't ever think about how payroll should not be anywhere other than the cloud. Payroll is one of those solutions you're going to need access to at a moment's notice. And realistically, you're going to be wanting to be able to go in there and update it at any point. So having cloud-based on any device, so I could grab my iPad and still have access to that data, is crucial for running a payroll solution at any point. Don't be fooled that a hybrid approach is fine and that you could back it up to anywhere in the world and download it and have it out. That sort of solution just isn't scalable. But if you have a cloud-based software built natively for cloud, ready and waiting to be able to take everything on, then you're going to be in a much better solution. I promise you. That's where these guys completely get it. They've made it so it's completely cloud-based and competitively priced, which means that you're getting the best of both worlds. Right, let's take you straight into what Employment Hero Payroll is all about, and we can figure out exactly how it looks. Okay, so first of all, let's get ourselves to the main page. You can see here it's giving us a bit of a breakdown of what to expect, how it's going to look. We're going to have loads and loads of options in here, including you can do it with employment. You can do it all with Employment Hero. It's got HR software, which we're going to do a whole video on dedicated, but we're interested in the payroll software. And let's have a look at those payroll features that I've already gone through. Your automated payroll, HMRC and RTI compliant. GDPR compliant, it's going to have the opportunity to automate payrolls, RTI with payroll reporting as you'd expect. You can see here as well, mentions the IS 300, which we're glad about. Holiday pay calculator all built directly in, time and attendance built directly in, rota and shift management, custom pay conditions, and smart integrations with pretty much everything on there, including Xero and QuickBooks. So let's go and start a free trial this time around.
A few moments later.
And then you get a nice little step-by-step guide on getting yourself first set up. So you can protect our business and employees, making sure they've got compliance policies and certifications. You can automate process and save time, bring on board a new employee today, engage and bring everything together. For now though, I'm just going to go and say, let's bring on board a new employee now, because this to me is where you really do get the power of it. So I'm going to go send in a employment onboarding. Employee and entity name is Ask the Accountant. We don't need anything else. And we're just going to bring him on to payroll admin to go to there. That's fine. Let's do this. So bring on a new employee is super simple. All I'm doing is bringing on that new employee. So make it nice and easy. Bring in the location. If I need to, you can create new ones. And then all we need to do then, and this is where it gets super powerful, is just send invite to new employee. Done. But what do they get? Well, all right, so Employment Hero's coming through now. Okay, so Ask the Accountant has invited you to join Employment Hero. So I can click here to set the password. Set password. And it takes me directly to my dashboard. So from here I can continue my onboarding. Optional, optional, optional. Put my bank account details. What's great is it automatically is asking for things like my P45 details, and it's making me as an employee make sure that I'm happy to click next. And then it's making sure I've got work eligibility built directly in. Are you a United citizen? Yes. And if by magic, I'm now part of the Employment Hero dashboard, which means from here I can get my pay slips, I can get my action items, I can get some tasks done, company feed, goals. A lot of this is also relating to Employment Hero HR, which we're going to look at in a different video, but the fact that I'm getting ready to get myself paid is a big step. And as the employer, I'm not had to do all that much at this point. Okay, let's go straight into getting those pay slips sorted then. Okay, so we've added a few employees to this first look here. So remember, this is just a first look, and it's going to give us an opportunity to see what we've got in front of us. So what do we have? Well, at the top here, blurred out for you guys, but we got a nice little breakdown of our total costs, our gross pay, employee pension, employee national insurance, basically the true cost to the business to make sure that we get those employees paid. Then we have a breakdown of our employees down the bottom here, and then we can have a look at what our pay runs are going to be. What I do like about the pay runs is, like it's showing me here, I've got some problems I've got to go and see and fix, and I get everything over. But notice the options it's got our pay run, so that's what the date range. It's going to tell us if it's successfully submitted to HMRC, if a pension thing has been completed, pay slip's been published, therefore we don't have to send them out, they just go to the client's portals, and if the journal's been exported to, we've connected in this case to QuickBooks to make it nice and easy. We can go through approving leave to make sure we're happy with leave. There's reports galore. We can see if there's any court order adjustments that needs to be running, any deductions, any P45s we need, leave liability, so we can see what leave has been taken if we need to make that decision, if we can approve it or not. There's pay run variance and pay run audit reports. I love the audit reports. Favorite thing is it's going to show, the audit report is everything that's on there. So you're going to have everything from the bank details to where to make the payments to all the deductions, to everything that's going to be there. Then pay variance compares it against the previous period. If you're ever in doubt if you've got that payroll right, the best thing to do is look at the previous period. Look at what variance is. At the end of the day, if the employee was happy last time round, they're probably going to be happy this time round. Therefore, you can use that as an option to go through and make sure that everything's okay. I love variance reports. You can look at employees, including birthdays that you might have on the file. There's a whole time and attendance here. There's benefits, HMR reporting. Remember, all of this we're looking at is cloud-based, meaning I can have access to this not only as I am done now, sat by my computer, but on my iPad and everything that goes with it. Payroll settings, there are settings galore in here. So we can go through and make sure our HMRC settings are correct, what our payrolls are going to look like, what our chart of account we're posting to those FMS solutions. All of that can be included all here. We've got all of our pay run settings. We can look and see what pay schedules we want to look, what locations we've got, what pay categories. You can set up individual pay categories to make it super easy to make those pay runs going forward. We can look at business management, including integrations and timesheets. And we can look at pay conditions as well, making sure that we've got update pay rates. And so if you do want to update pay rates on the global, you've got lots and lots of employees, it's just going to make your life easier going forward. And I love things like the calendar feeds as well, because that means that what we do is we publish our holidays directly to our internal calendars. Therefore, as soon as someone's had an approval, the calendar gets updated. Everyone knows that that holiday is, and that's our approval process. If it's not on that calendar, on the internal calendar, it's not provided by the calendar feed, that holiday isn't quite approved at that point. Therefore, it's not guaranteed. Therefore, there could be an opportunity for us to turn that off or decline if we need to. On the left hand side, we've got a list of all our employees, so we can see them nice and easy if we need to. And if I jump into someone, you can see exactly what information has been provided. They've got photos, they've got information about them, you've got information of where they live and everything else. We've got emergency contacts, we've got tax and NI details. Opening balances if you're bringing them from somewhere else. We can do benefits directly in here. We can do leave allowances and locations. We can look back at their pay slips. We can look back at documents. We can look at time and attendance. And then down the bottom here, we've just got a breakdown on the left hand side of all of the items. So we've got the report section we've already looked at, got our leave section as well, we can look at in more detail. We've got a whole timesheet area. The rostering can be really powerful as well, meaning that we can make sure that we're looking to see what annual leave people might have and when you can actually maybe fit in the rostering of a particular employee and unassigned shifts, and you can move them around as you need to. It works really well. And then the expenses category. From now on in, I don't need to worry about making sure those expenses are being dealt with correctly. I ask my employees to complete them through their mobile app. And the employees do all this from their app, so it makes it super simple for them to get that information in. It means that instead of them being a bit unsure about what they can and can't claim, you can set all of that criteria in the solution. And then basically it'll get included on their next payroll run if you approve it, and then it's automatically paid to back to that employee. Better yet, it goes straight into QuickBooks or Xero, whatever you've connected up, and applies that and puts that in correctly, including any VAT issues as well. And at the bottom, we have a whole task run area as well. So if you've got a bigger payroll and maybe there's some areas where you need to bring in and put some tasks in place to keep you accountable and keep you on top of all the payroll, then this area is just for you. And then you get all these integrations. We've already talked about Intuit and QuickBooks and Xero and Sage and how that can work. But consider putting things like Telaroo in. Think about maybe putting Square in, using their timesheets if you're already using their timesheets going forward. Well, I also love using our friends over at places like Apron, where you can then make it super easy to make payments going forward and put it through there. And don't forget, the best integration of all is Employment Hero's HR functionality. That is absolutely next level. And if you want to hear more about it, then stay tuned, make yourself subscribe, because we've got a first look video at that as well. And there we have it. There's our first look at Employment Hero's payroll solution. I absolutely love it. I've been using it for a long time, and Johann's been using it even longer than we have, and both of us highly recommend the solution itself. You can see it's pretty much got everything you'll ever need. Now, most of you out there will probably be only using, say, 5% of what's out there, but that's fine. That means that you'll be using that 5% to make a really efficient solution. but knowing the fact that you could at any point take advantage of all those other features, all those other solutions, which means that you're going to have a scalable payroll solution for you and your business. And you're not going to have to go off and have to start moving payrolls halfway through a year, which, believe me, as an accountant myself, was an absolute nightmare to do, say 3 or 4 years ago when we did it at Boffix. Make sure you do it right. Set it up from day one. Get a payroll solution that can grow with you. And for us, Employment Hero is that absolutely perfect payroll solution. As always, if you want more tips and tricks on exactly how to get the most out of Employment Hero, how to get the most out of software out there when it comes to accountancy, you're already in the right place. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you sign up, and make sure you join us for the next time that we go look at some software that's going to make your business goes from 0 to hero. Thanks, Employment Hero, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.